What's going on, disc golf athletes? I'm out here on a cool 93-degree day in Las Vegas when it's 116 during the day, 106 or higher at night. During the summer times, 93 is just feeling amazing right now. So I decided to take an opportunity and get some intentional field work in. And just finished up, and I wanted to talk to you about my field work session and some of the concepts around it. So I blocked out 1 hour for my field work session, and I determined that I was going to spend 80% of my time working on my AOIs and the last 20% of my time working on my AOSs. What are those? AOIs are my areas of improvement, okay? It's not really my weaknesses. I don't like to think of them as weaknesses. I just think of them as areas that I can be intentional about working on, and I can improve in those areas. So I've made the determination what are the most pressing AOIs that I need to work on as it relates to what tournaments and what the course I'm going to be playing coming up. And then I have my AOSs, my areas of strength. So I spend the first 40 minutes that I'm spending is working on those AOIs and being very intentional about it. And then the last 20 minutes, I'm sharpening my sword with those AOSs, the things that I feel, that I can always improve upon, but I already do, relatively well as I believe I can do. So when I talk to people about field work and how they approach it, one thing that I hear a lot is that they start to get injuries from field work, and another thing that I hear is that they get bored of field work. And so if we're not intentional about our field work like we would be when we were growing up, intentional about our practices, if we were baseball or softball or football, right, soccer, those practices were very intentional, then it can just be about going and dumping your bag, right? You're just emptying your bag, throwing, walk down the other side, empty your bag, throw the other way. And you can rack up the volume pretty quickly doing that, to where you're just throwing discs, and it's stress on your body. And then you're not really necessarily working on anything specific, right? And now we all love going and just watching discs fly, and it feels really good to do that, but we don't really spend the time on being intentional like we should. Maybe we're working on some technique work where we're trying to hit a certain thing, right? But even that needs to be intentional and say, hey, if I got an hour blocked out, I'm going to spend this much time working on it, because we don't want to overload the body. Again, too much stress is too much stress, and everything is stress. Anytime we throw, it's stress on our body. So those are the two things that I want you to think about: is what are your AOIs and what are your AOSs? What are the areas that you need to improve upon? And not just in your game, but as it relates to tournaments you have coming up or the courses you'll be playing soon. And what are your AOSs? And how much time are you putting that into your field work session? If you want to learn more about that, we actually cover that during one of our weeks of our Disc Golf Strong Performance Academy. Kicks off October 3rd. Registration is open right now. And there's a week, the Prepared Disc Golf Athlete, where one of the things we talk about is what is your AOSs, what are your AOIs. There's a worksheet where you can break down what they are, and then there's a field work guide of when I go to field work, what are my AOIs I'm working on today, what are my AOSs I'm working on today, and then a tournament preparation worksheet of what tournament do I have coming up, what are the AOIs for that tournament, what are the AOSs for that tournament. So it's not just I'm going and I'm just going to throw discs and watch them fly. It's I'm going to improve based on this tournament that I have coming up. So just some things to think about. Registration, again, is open the 23rd to the 29th. It officially kicks off on October 3rd. It's a 6-week online course. It's beginner friendly, no equipment necessary. You do it all online. Go to discgolfstrong.com/performance to learn more and register. Have a great day. Keep training disc golf strong so you keep playing disc golf strong.